Today, we are taking an exclusive look at the new Lava Studio, and I hope to answer the questions who, what, where, why, and when about this product. And basically, what I mean by that is, who is this product for? What is this product? Because it's not an amp. Where does it fit into your musical journey and where it could have fit into mine years ago? Just why? And when can you get your hands on one? Let's get into it. This is the first amp that comes up, the classic rock that doesn't look like anything specific, right? I do need to put some delay on this, however, and some reverb. There's a reverb here, but it's definitely not enough. Like, look at that. The mix is so low. Let's bring that up to at least 50%. I really like the whole UI of this thing. If it's coming across nicely on here, I don't know if it is. I hope so. Okay, so now I know what you're thinking. You're like, that sounds pretty great, right? For what this device is, it's pretty freaking good. You need to know right now also, and I'll show you this in a little bit, that it doesn't sound like that in here. We're gonna have to talk about that, and it's very important just for you to know. So really quick, these are just some amp presets that it comes with, but you have the whole Lava AI. I think there's 40 amps in here. Let's find out really quick. Do a new preset. Damn. Like, look at this. This is your selection of amps right now. And they have a wide selection where a lot of products like this will tend to stick to the big names, the Oranges and the Marshalls and all that kind of stuff because it's most familiar. But it's really cool that this one has some stuff that's on the edge of boutique a little bit. Like, there's some things in here that closely resemble a Victory amp, for example, the V40. With that, you also have a wonderful selection of cabs that you would be familiar with and quite a few effects blocks. And not only that, but effects to choose from, everything from stomp boxes to things that mimic famous rack units. They even have the legendary and famous Phase 90. Anyway, moving on. So I actually went to the progressive metal preset, which mimics kind of a Mesa Boogie here, and I put some reverb and delay on it, and it sounds wonderful. Let's check it out. There we are again. I didn't have to do anything to this except for turn the reverb up just a little bit and add a delay to it. So now that we have our amp setting done, let's dive a little bit deeper. Now over here, I'm gonna click where it says Lava Plus. And just like on any Lava product, the Lava Plus button is awesome. So in this case, it immediately opens up a section where we have very familiar sounding backing tracks with the key very obviously listed in front of us. I honestly don't know how they get away with some of these. For example, this one is just called What's Going On, and it sounds like this. But now the cool thing about this is that everything is already pretty much perfectly mixed in your headphones, where you could just put on one of these backing tracks and just jam along. I like this one. It says Morphin' Time. So I guess already this brings me into my who, right? Who does this product serve? And I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, it's for everyone. But at this point of the game right now, I can see huge advantages to beginners who don't want to buy a bunch of pedals and don't know what they do yet, to be able to test and get the sounds that they want and to be able to test them conveniently in one package. It always bothered me growing up playing along to backing tracks when I would have my amp over here and then I have the computer speakers over here and the computer speakers aren't loud enough. Then I'm putting on headphones and I'm trying to hear the amp. Now, obviously I have a whole studio, so it's not the end of the world, but that's what this is. This is your Lava Studio for that reason. So you can put on your headphones and you can hear everything coming together kind of already mixed properly, which is cool, which to hear you're playing in a mix is awesome. It's just very empowering, you know what I mean? The two people that I think that this is for really are the beginner who doesn't know yet what he or she wants, so they're testing out a bunch of stuff in software. And then the intermediate player who has to upgrade to a studio to be able to record their ideas and try out software, but also doesn't quite know what they need or want yet. It's funny how those are the same. They're the same problem. Like, it's very similar. So I like that a lot. Now that brings me into the what about the Lava Studio. It's not an amp, because this is why. Check this out. Now, I'm gonna be a little bit harsh about this, so bear with me. This is why it's not an amp. Is it a practice amp? Totally. Is it a learning amp? 100%. I could probably have two of these set up in a studio next to each other, one for the student and one for me, and teach on them all day. It would be really, really great. Like if a student had one of these at home and I had one here and they were able to like sign into their Lava account and bring things back and forth, that'd be a sick gig. But now this is why. Check this out. This is what it sounds like when it's not plugged in. Hey, it's me. I'm just stopping in to mention really quick that while I was editing this video, I found out that my Lava Studio is a first production run, and that the ones that have come later from that have upgraded speakers for higher fidelity sound. So even though everything in my experience and in this video stands true, expect for the ones that you purchase to have upgraded speakers. Okay, let's get back to it. Now, I didn't change anything about the tone you just heard whatsoever. This is what it sounds like in the room. Check this out. It sounds cool and it sounds good, but this is not the type of amp that you're going to be bringing out and playing at a show. And that's okay. That's not the point. But I will tell you, the craziest thing about this is when you play the backing tracks right here. Watch this. Let's go back to that same one. Ready? You're not hearing this in your room right now, but this actually has like a subwoofer port on the back. So the bass of this thing is phenomenal in the room. And I will tell you that this also can double as just like a Bluetooth speaker. So it's just a very nice looking piece of equipment to have, and you can hook up to YouTube right here or a bunch of other different apps. I think you could even put Spotify. Let me see. Yeah, you can also install Apple Music and Spotify, which means that you can play along to your actual favorite songs on here. If you are a beginner and you don't know this yet, a DAW is a digital audio workstation. You may have heard this as Pro Tools or Logic or Ableton or any of these music recording softwares. The Lava Studio has its own built-in mini recording software for you to be able to start playing with your ideas. And something else that I need to mention, and this has been a big talk about this product, is that it even has AI stem separation. You can load a song into it and it'll separate out the different parts, and you could just lower the guitars so you could play over it. And as we click on the blank project, it opens up a very familiar looking kind of digital audio workstation that could easily get you prepared for the look and feel of a pro level workstation. This could definitely be something on your journey that helps you learn how to start recording. And that's where my where comes into play. For me, if I had had a product like this, I wouldn't have had to piece together what I could with what I had to make videos at the time. It's so much easier than ever now to record and make a video that's good quality. Because remember, as I say, if you're trying to get into making videos, you can fake good video, you can't fake good audio. And you also can't forget that this has features like that are just totally practical features as well, like your metronome as well as your tuner. I'm good. Not to mention that this does have a left-right out on the back, which does allow you to plug it into an interface if you want, but also into studio monitors. It also has a USB out, which means as you grow that you can use this as your interface. It's super practical on multiple levels. It's never been easier to try and pursue guitar or guitar influencer work. It's crazy. That brings us to why. It seems that people at Lava have discovered this section of the market is not new. It's been around for decades. The people that don't know but really want to try. It's so simple. I can't imagine what the beginners and lower level players are going to be able to do and how fast they're going to be able to advance with this. Oh wait, I didn't even mention under the Lava Plus with the backing tracks, I completely forgot. There's a whole lessons section. I meant to mention this before. Check this out. Your ability to learn and improve just got so much bigger, so much more expansive. I can't wait to see what new players come up with something like this, but I also can't wait to see what older players and people who are more seasoned and studio, like I saw a video the other day of Jordan Rudess with this thing, and he's probably a wizard with it. I just think that that's so unbelievably cool. Before I get into the when, let's get a few clean tones on the way out. Let's see. Yes. Confirm. And watch it just make a new project for you. Let's see, how do we extend this? Now, as far as the when goes, I'm going to leave a link in the description box for you to go check out and see how you can get one of these for yourself.